Welcome to the Get Published podcast, sponsored by Brodie Consulting Group. To get more information about our coaching, publishing, executive ghostwriting, and podcast production services, go to getpublishedpodcast.com. Hello, I am Paul Brodie, and thank you for joining us for another episode of the Get Published podcast, where we help authors get published with a proven system that works. Today, we're being joined by Jennifer Jimbere, author of Dream Boldly, I Dare You. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Paul. I appreciate being able to share.
Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Question number one. What is the one piece of advice that you would give to a first-time author who is currently writing their book?
I would say partner up, meaning have an opportunity to talk about accountability with someone. A lot of times, many people have a thought of writing a book, and it really is helpful to partner with someone who can help you with the timeline and to actually get you into the habit of writing pen to paper.
And what do you feel is the hardest part about getting published?
It depends. This project was a collaborative project, so I would say meeting the timelines with everyone involved in the project would have been one of the hardest parts. Other than that, it was really a blessed project to be a part of, so I didn't feel that the process itself was hard, and I think it had helped that there were many of us involved in the project.
How many people were involved in the project?
31.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just...
So
go ahead.
Each person shared a story of inspiration from their own experience, just inviting others to kind of think bigger, act bolder, etc. So it was neat that all of the different backgrounds and perspectives came to share their stories.
Yeah, I just got done. We're in the process right now of wrapping up our first one. We're doing we started doing it as a 100-person business book, and then we realized that was unrealistic, so we dropped it down to about 75 people, and we're just in the process now of getting all the final chapters together to put it together with the book. And it was pretty wild. I mean, we started recruiting back in January, so in roughly 6 months, we were able to recruit 75 people for the project. And when you've got that many different people with different viewpoints, it definitely comes into quite the collaboration.
Absolutely, I can imagine.
So yeah, 31 is definitely a bold project. How long did it take you guys to get the book finished?
I think from start to finish, because there was a really neat process that Carrie led us through. She helped us unlock 100 dreams in 10 days. So that was her way to kind of invite people in and see who met the deadlines. It was a really interesting way to do that. And then, those that took action and responded and did the prompts every day were invited into the project. So I would say from start to finish, it was about 3 months.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Let's talk about marketing. So please share a marketing strategy that you have used in your book launches that has worked well.
Absolutely. We were really blessed that the first project hit international bestselling on Amazon within 48 hours in 6 categories. And the second book in the series that came out Christmas the year later was within 24 hours in 6 categories. So I think, once again, it supports that you have a group collaboratively trying to get the message out. And I think Paul, I'm a big fan of LinkedIn for business and the growth opportunities that are there. So having a social media strategy and a team together to share out the message about the book launch coming, and then being really on top of it as the book was launching and as it was trending, and sharing messages with people who were purchasing it, and celebrating the wins as they came, was a big part of our strategy. So I had just finished positive psychology through UC Berkeley when we were trying to get the book out, and to see the book trending in the same category in happiness with books that I read in the program, it was phenomenal. So just sharing that out on social and getting people involved in the message and sharing the wins along the way was really powerful for us.
So it sounds like you base most of your communication strategy via LinkedIn. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm on all 4 social platforms: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. But LinkedIn always seems to garner the most traction and support.
What are some strategies you suggest utilizing for LinkedIn? Because we were talking before the show, I think LinkedIn is one of the greatest gold mines out there, and not enough people really utilize it correctly.
Well, I would say, you need to actively be on the platform when you don't have, a major announcement like your book. So act on the notifications, make sure your profile summary is updated, and, make connections and share quality content that has people thinking of you when they have a need. So when you're doing that regularly, and then you show up and share your win or share an ask, it's a lot more receptive, I think, from the audience there.
Well, let's talk about your favorite book. So what is your favorite book, and what was the number one thing that you learned from it?
That's a tough one, Paul. I read like Google's going to crash. I probably read more than 100 books a year. But one of the books that definitely shaped my coaching is called The Art of Possibility by Ben Zander. And what I learned from it was that we can give someone an A, and it's up to them to keep it. So one of the beliefs that I have is that people are creative, capable, wise, and good. And it's really up to them to keep that standard. And so as a coach, I can't own that. I can't take the pen and do the work. And so that was definitely a foundational piece for me in the work that I do every day.
And for a final question, what is your favorite quote and why?
Am I allowed to quote myself? So one of the things that I continually understand more and more on this journey as an entrepreneur is consistency pays dividends. Whether it's in the process of writing your book, being on a platform like LinkedIn, or just showing up every day, consistency pays dividends.
Yeah, I think that's one of the greatest lessons I've probably learned in the last few years, and that's the biggest thing. It's doing that regular communication. Sometimes it seems like a grind, but you have to invest in it. You have to embrace it, because there really is no such thing as an overnight success. It's those people that grind, that are communicating constantly and doing it consistently through years. Those are the ones that build the audience.
Yep, 100%. I agree with you.
Well, Jennifer, I want to thank you for being a guest on the show. What is the best way for people to find you online?
Well, you can definitely find me on social or on my website, www.jimberecoachingandconsulting.com. We can connect on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or find me for my Facebook page on Jimbere Coaching and Consulting.
Jennifer, thank you once again for being on the show, and I wish you all the best in your author journey ahead.
Thanks. I appreciate you, Paul. Thank you.
Thanks again for joining us today. To learn more about how you can be featured in our brand new Get Published business book, go to getpublishedpodcast.com.